Hello, good evening, traders. It is Tuesday, November 2nd, 2021, 12:04 p.m. over here in Sri Lanka, and I'm going to break down my market updates. And right now, we are looking at Euro GBP on the 5 minute. Let me zoom out to the 4 hour. Right now, it's currently driving to the upside. I do have a long-term target for this if price continues on up for about 72 pips. I don't know if it's going to hit that today, tomorrow, this week, if ever, but I will be periodically taking profits along the way. So by the end of each day, I will be either closing out of positions or I'll be locking in some profits slightly above. So that's how I day trade. I manage my position, so it's very tough to really say exactly where I'll be exiting just yet. So I'll just continue to monitor price until price does reach that area. I can say a couple scenarios though based on the current time frame. What I do suspect of today's movement after looking at this current trend going into London, it's looking like we do potentially see a continuation to the upside. I don't really see any interruption as long as price could stay. I don't know about five. Wow, I'm looking at this is the daily. Let me just go to the 5 minute. Okay, so you guys can see a little bit more clearer. I don't really see any real threat unless price closes like maybe like 6, 7 pips lower. Then we may see that's where my stop loss is placed, a potential drive to the downside and a bear market for the day. But as long as price can stay above this zone, we could see a continuation up. Right now, in the past 30 minutes, I had my buy, most recent buy got triggered, and now we're currently seeing price react to it. So it's pulling it back, but this is just normal impulse and a reactive wave happening right now. So this might be some time for some buyers to get into the market, but that's all it's really doing. And I'll just continue to monitor this pair. We will get into London session real soon. We got about a couple hours left for that. And let me look anything else I would like to explain about this pair. Um, that's pretty much all said and done. I explained further detail with the RGBP in my video yesterday when I did explain my profits that I collected. So let's get on to the next pair. I'm going to look at GBP CHF. Here's some updates on this as well. GBP CHF is selling right now, but there is a potential move to the upside right now on the minute chart. I can see that right now. So just continuing to monitor this pair. I do believe that this current minute rally that we're seeing right now is going to fail sometime soon. And if it does succeed and continue on up, I'm going to be out the market. So right now, this is just normal movement. Like I said, it's impulsive wave. It's just testing the reactive position. And I would say that as of right now, I could enter a trade while we talk and put the stop loss slightly above. But I'm just going to pay attention real quick just to see exactly where I want to place this. And then I'll follow up with you all in a minute. Just need some silence. Wow, you guys can actually see me take a live trade and make some decisions right on camera. Hold on. All right, so right now I just looked at the 5 minute, looked at the candlesticks, just needed to focus for about a minute, and I'm going to remain solid on my sells. I'm not going to remove anything. I'm not going to really add to it because my stop loss is in the right place. I have my stop loss place right below 1.24310 because that is where I have some hard resistance above. If current price does breach that area, we could see a potential drive to the upside for the day, and that would target first target would be 1.2469, and the second target would be 1.62497. So we will monitor that along the way, and that will be the daily move. So if that does not happen, of course, we'll see the other happen and have to scroll out to the bigger time frame to see. We'll see a bearish day, and this will be the second day of the month, so that will be a great data to collect. But yeah, we see a bearish drive to the downside, about 100 pips. So I'll continue to follow up with that pair as well. Very excited for the new month, so there's a lot of great things to look forward to. And there we go. We can see the little umbrella shaped curve going back towards the downside. I say give it about 5 or 6 pips, and we should see some movement. And if we can secure that, then I could possibly move my stop loss, let's say about 1.242. If you guys would like to see me do a live session entry, I'm putting my sell entry right there. Well, this broker won't allow me to, guys. See, that's bogus. Let me try again. Nope. Probably because of the spread and everything going on right now, and this is the minute chart, and the broker that I have currently is the notorious IG market. So unfortunately, my IG markets is more on the retail side, and so they don't cater to scalpers as much as some other brokers will. So I can't really do as much on IG. Let me just bring the camera angle back down so you all can see the date. Okay, there we go. And I could definitely continue to monitor this. Maybe one of these days I'll do a live scalping session with you all, but I'm still warming up in that realm. I'm still warming up. Like I said, I'm not really that great at scalping just yet, but I am working on it. Give me a couple weeks, and maybe I'll start to do some live market session videos on a minute time frame with you all. But that's GBP Just be patient. Allow it to work its way out. I think that's all I'm Euro GBP. I just broke that down. I think that's all I'm trading for on this account right now. So I'm going to go into the economic calendar now and to see some news. 7 minutes, awesome. So on the economic calendar, we can see that right now there was recently some AUD red folder news. Red folder means high impact. So when I hover my mouse, it says high impact and expected. 12:04 p.m. That is the date reflected on my calendar, which is kind of off right now. I don't know why. Let me refresh the page. Okay, now it says 12:12 p.m. So a few hours ago, it actually had high impact news. So I'm going to show you guys my position on GBP AUD, what I did yesterday, and what happened as a result of AUD. And this is going to be some bananas. This is what I mean by high impact news normally is a counter trend against the move, and it's highly recommended to stay out unless you know how to trade those. So right now I'm going to go over one of these. As a result, this is the only high impact news of the day as well. So as a result, here's my other broker for you all to see. Let me hover my mouse over one more time. Okay, it's a real broker. All right. I have a couple of buys in gold. I'll go over gold in a moment. GA, I have a buy in GA. It's definitely flying. And current balance is growing, currently up 486 on the day. And I'm currently just looking at this pair, GBP AUD, and all I can say about this is that high impact news is a real thing. You guys see that right there? So right in the middle of Asia, in Australian session, 100 pips, we have one candle in a 5-minute duration. You guys see that? It was bearish. I was actually bearish on this pair, on this broker. I took a L, and I had the right movement. You guys see that, right? It was going down from yesterday. It was a continuation day. And all of a sudden, price consolidated for maybe like a half an hour, and then news hit, and bam! Look at that 100 pip candle all in one. So if I had took the other way and went in from these lows, and I would have had an entry maybe somewhere like, I don't know, if I were to put an entry in on this pair, I'll probably end up putting an entry somewhere right around here before it happened. And look at price went, dipped down, stopped these guys out, and pulled up. Entry would have been triggered. I would have definitely had my stop loss down below. And look, it went up. I would have been in the money 55 pips, had another entry, had my stops raised and trailed, and then had another 55 pips. So this would have been a 100 pip day. And total, the movement went up 136 pips. And this is all before London, the U.S. session. That's why I'm looking at this like very interesting. This all went up 136 pips before the day even really got started. So what that's telling me is when I go out to the 4-hour time frame, it's telling me that this zone right here is extremely weak. The market's going to crash into the zone for another 100 plus pips during London, and then it's going to go in the U.S. session and probably kind of weaken out, but it's probably going to get another 100 plus pips in the U.S. session. So this could be a potential 300 pip runner today. And you guys know what I'm going to do. Of course, there's no more AUD news to influence the market. So if AUD was weak, then we're going to have a very bullish day. So what I want to do is I want to delete this Fibonacci. It's actually in the way. And I want to focus on this resistance and what's happening afterwards. So let's zoom into the time. Hold on just a minute. All right, let's take a look at this resistance and what's happening afterwards. So you guys can see right now we just entered into this zone. Price has to react now, and this is a 4-hour bar. We still have the rest of the day. So we have a couple more 4-hour bars. So depending on the closure of this, you engulfed all of these candles. So this is no longer relevant. So if you got in before it ended up here, you are definitely in the money for the day. Just don't move your stop anywhere silly. But the remainder of the day, we do have a potential rise up here. And like I said, this is weak. Anytime it has wicks like this is weak. And if it closes above this wick, the next area of resistance is right around here. Another 100 pips. So, like I said, total for the day, the market will move about 300 pips. And if you guys don't believe me, I'm calling it right now. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But if I'm right, I'm right. And if you guys are agreeing with me, you guys are also right when I'm right and wrong when I'm wrong. But I don't really care. I got my profit taken right here. So you guys can see 540 GBP. That's where I'm aiming for. Let's go on to the next pair is gold. I want to see how I'm doing on time. 13 minutes. All right, awesome. Gold. What's currently happening with gold? I do suspect gold to continue to the upside. Now, here's the thing. It just broke some current resistance. So, as long as we have a 30-minute close above 1.296, I do suspect it to climb up for the remainder of the day, at least the next session. Now, right now, it's rejecting there because of course, it's at an area of resistance on the smaller time frame. This is a trend. I want to highlight this trend right now before I go into the lower time frame. The lower time frame is going to be the day trading time frame. Before I get there, let's just do that right now. So 15-minute, that's the trend that we're looking at. Like I said, we have to wait for a closure and a break above this resistance. You guys see immediately reacted from there, and it's making a false break to the downside right now. It's inducing shorts. We can't confirm this is going to be bearish until the 15-minute time candlestick closes. So what this is showing me is that it's a false drive to the downside unless this closes down below. If it's volatile enough, I do it should keep on moving. And you know, right now my stop loss remains where it stands. I don't really want to move it up higher just yet because this is a zone where price could potentially climb into. So you see, the thing that is problematic about moving it into this zone is simply that price is too close to that area at the moment, and it is currently bearish on that market because there is another market in this area, and I'm going to break this region out just right in a minute. So when we go into the 5 minute time frame, we could actually see that there's another market happening right now. It's bullish, but that bullish market, the bullish trend is currently paused and is consolidating at the top. And you can see right now, you see it's drowning, it's bleeding. So price is actually going south at the moment, and it's actually dumping into gold. So when I do go into the minute, I can really see more detail. Right now, price is actually going down pretty rapidly. And I don't know just as far it's going to go, but it did reach an area of support. And I do suspect some sort of reaction from this area. It's either going to bounce from this area and go back up from here, or it's going to continue on down. But I don't have a stop loss right below here because, once again, like I said, if it does continue on down, I zoom back out to the 5 minute. You can see that it is kind of, how would I put it? It's a little too close. But if we can get a close above this high right here where you can see, that's where I'll definitely place a stop loss right above these lows, and that's going to secure, lock in profits for the day. So I actually would like to put a 0.50 lot, and I want to place it right above about 5 pips. 5 pips above this high is going to do to 1796.46 is going to be where I aim for. So I'm going to put a buy stop right there because I already know the market's going to climb. Put a buy stop right there, and I'm going to put the stop loss, like I said, about a few pips below this low. So 1791.91. And hey, guys, you have to be precise with your entries, your exits. Everything that you do on this chart has to be complete. It's like a Formula One race car. It doesn't work unless all components that come together work. And that's the same with your trading system and methodology. It's not going to work unless everything that you are working with works. Your money management, your time management, time of the day you enter your exit your trades, what your criteria is, what your original plan for the trading day is. If you're going to be taking a day trade, just know that it's going to fall within a certain amount of pips for the day. So, what indicators and oscillators can you use to help you gain an edge in identifying that specific range for the day that you want to trade within? And vice versa, don't take swing trading. Don't try to be a day trader and only look at the higher time frames, and it's just a complete package. But that's it for gold. I want to place my target for the buy stop. I do suspect it to go higher. The first target I would look at for this would be around 1809. So just to place a brief daily target. I do suspect it to go on up to 1809 before the end of the day. So right there is where we will be aiming for. That's pretty smooth. I'd say Monday wasn't a holiday, but people were coming in from the holiday. Halloween's not really a real holiday, but for many people they do celebrate it. So Euro, they also had a bank holiday in Europe, and in France and Italy specifically. So they're coming back from the bank holidays, and I can't suspect nice volatility for today and all these moves. So I just want to go recap everything before I get off. Gold, we have everything set up for the day, and of course, longer term, if it continues to rise, I do have farther targets I discussed in the previous video. But I continue to monitor gold, GBP, AUD. It's definitely still moving on up. We can see everything working its way on out, and I'll continue to follow through with this as well. Euro USD, I haven't went over this, but just to go over real quick, it's definitely climbing on up. I do suspect it to continue on up for at least another 50 pips. And if I want to take advantage of this right now, I can do it live for you all. I just don't really, I don't know. I just don't really, yeah, why not? Let's do a 0.50. All right, gonna make my target about 56 pips. I could make it farther, but this is just a quick trade for the day. There's no Euro or USD news. And my stop loss might just be, maybe I'll do like 16 pips. But let me do the check the smaller time frame just to confirm. This is really where I'll enter, and it is where I'll definitely enter. So 16 pip stop loss for a, how many pips did I say? 56 pip take profit target, which is about 4-to-1 reward to risk. So definitely pretty well. And I'm going to monitor this pair as well, see where it goes from here. And let's check my other broker so we can follow up. Here we go. One last look at the news. See that there's no more high impacts for the day, so we're pretty clear. Tomorrow, though, there is some high impact news, so pay attention to NZD. JPY is a bank holiday, so it's interesting because Euro GBP went up yesterday, and it was a bank holiday for Euro, so it's going to pay attention to that. And USD non-farm, that's interesting. It's Wednesday, so but that's not non-farm payroll. That's non-farm employment change. FOMC statement, so it's going to be a very big day for USD. I'm actually going to look for counter moves that day, and potentially the start of new trends, so or continuation of trends. So it's going to be a big day for US on Thursday, but I'm going to pay attention to NZD pairs tomorrow. I will start to look at USD pairs actually tomorrow. It looks like Wednesday picks up. Thursday the press conference, and oh wow, GBP. Look at that, beautiful. A lot of volatility this week, and for me, it's actually great to see the red folder news because you guys see on GBP AUD, it actually had a red folder news today, and it actually helped pump the market up for the day, and now it's currently over 100 pips. So it definitely gave it its liquidity. All AUD pairs actually. Let's look at Euro GBP one last time just to see how it's doing. It looks like it's currently testing that support, and that support is climbing on up. We could see a potential drive a little bit farther down. I wouldn't doubt it, but looking at the minute, it does look like it could be moving on up from here. So just let you guys all know. Where else? GBP CHF. It's definitely has dropped. Like I said a few minutes ago, it was forming the U shape, and it's currently looks like it's gonna start a new bear trend for the hour leading into the start of the London session, and that's going to be exciting to see. I like to see a drop. I like to see a lot of pips for the day. So let's catch those, and I'll follow up with you all. It does look like a pretty bearish day. Yesterday was very bearish, over 100 pips. I do believe today is going to be a follow through as well, kind of like how I explained on gold. Looking at the weekly, there's no there's no traffic in that area, so let's definitely dominate that zone. Stock up on your entries from here, and take it on down. You guys can see I have a 0.45, a 0.22, and a 0.15, and this is just beginning to melt. So as price goes down, I'll periodically be adding positions along the way until it reaches my profit target, and I'll withdraw at that point. Hopefully, I'll get a nice end of the week. So we will follow up, guys. And wow, nice. And that's, remember, I told you guys, if before the end of the video my sell stop gets triggered, I'll definitely show you guys. And it looks like it's going to, if it breaks this low, yep, it's going to continue on down. I was going to say, I'm starting to see the wicks and the ticks and everything, and it's definitely great to read because now it's more slowed down to my pace. But yeah, I could definitely see it potentially climbing on up as well. So if it does, it's probably going to crash into my sell and consolidate around there if it doesn't go down from here. But I'll wait for the break of this low right now. If it breaks this low right now, it's going to keep going down to my sell stop entry. So give it a couple minutes. Down there on time, 26 minutes. All right. Yeah, give it a couple more minutes. It looks like it's going to keep going on up though. So just retesting this candlestick pretty much. I don't want to waste too much time. So just know that this was just a little uptrend pullback. Looking at maybe if it touches these lows, it's going to go down. But if it, of course, it's going to keep on going up for now until it reaches some resistance that's going to push it down. So I'm not going to waste everyone's time. Just going to wait for it. Like I said, I do suspect it to go back up and retest this area. So, all right, that's it. Follow up, end of the day.